Regulating voice mimicking AI, protecting privacy, trust, and society. Recently, in social media, in actually TikTok, there was this song that was created that featured Drake, and it turned out that that song went really popular with millions of views, mostly because it was AI, and it's very accurate to Drake's voice when Drake is singing and when Drake is rapping. It's you would know it wasn't Drake, but it actually wasn't. It was an AI. It was a person that put a sample of his voice into an AI software and put some lyrics and just let it play. And it sounds exactly like Drake, which was the thing that made it go very popular. And there was kind of thought that this was this was a great piece of music, and some people may even said that this was better than some of the stuff Drake was doing now. So I believe that we are in the midst of an AI revolution with the recent softwares that are coming out, like ChatGPT, and ChatGPT 4. There's deepfakes that have gotten extremely accurate, and now these voice mimicking AI, which you have enough to pretty much steal somebody's identity. With deepfake and the voice mimicking AI, you can literally inhabit another person visually. So, um, this technology is seriously jeopardizes our right for privacy, security, and like our overall confidence, because we don't know who we are anymore because of this. And this will have severe ramifications in the future. Um, thing is, we are rapidly advancing as the future goes on. In just a couple years or in a month, we will be significantly on another level than we are now. So I believe, as in the revolution, as time goes fast, we must seek for safety, especially when it comes to voice making AI, because of TikTok. Uh, the power of voice making AI has gotten it's become very easy to sample other people because of social media. Um, Voice making AI, it's the accuracy is what's crazy. There was a ransom that took place with a mother that experienced it, where her daughter was out in a ski trip, and this was from the source of Good Morning America. And it's a recent event that happened where these malicious people called the mother and and kind of played the sample of her voice of crying and wanting help, and the mother didn't know any better. And the thing is, the daughter felt very lifelike, and the little detail like inaccuracies, uh the little stuff kind of came out of the daughter. And the thing is, it seemed very lifelike. It seemed very accurate to her daughter, and even a mother weren't able to predict that it wasn't. But it turned out her daughter was fine and was somewhere safe, and this was all just the doing of a voice making AI by somebody with malicious intent. Things this can result in the heavy loss of very big authority figures, as cybersecurity is very much um, called into question, and this will play a heavy deal in the future with cybersecurity, as this crime is kind of it's getting more and more. There's more people that is committing these crimes. As when I was doing research, there was there would be multiple articles talking about ransoms, especially voice mimicking ransoms that happened a lot, and it seemed like this just increased. And due to the date of the article, this is happening very recently, and a lot of it. So there's people out there that know that this is a very big advantage for them, so they're using it, they're milking it, and this will get even worse as I move on to the next slide. And the thing is, older people are much more eligible to fall into this trap because of they don't know what's going on currently in the world, and especially the heights technology have reached recently. Even Elon Musk has said that AI very become very destructive, and will become even more destructive in the future. Um, so much so, the godfather of AI recently retired out of Google, and literally comparing himself to the creator of the atom bomb, Robert Oppenheimer. So I think it's getting super worse, especially if somebody that is known as the Godfather leaves and believes that AI is about to commit destruction. It seems like it's out of the Terminator. Voice cloning has the ability to manipulate millions of people and control society. This is the next level. We go from children, we go from mothers and our children being mimicked through their sampled voices from social media, to this happening to people, to large people and popular people that we trust to give us information. This will become false news, and in a massive level, if used right and used in a very heavy, evil way. Um, as 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 these low-level crimes go on of mimicking people's voices in these towns, such as one mother, if for them it happened in Arizona. In these small towns, we'll even see, and currently, I wouldn't even deny that currently there are crimes that are going on with high-level authority figures such as CEOs and stuff. And there was a certain incident that happened with the CEO, resulting of a large amount of money, where a CEO was uh, kind of sampled the voice of and used to gain a lot of money from an outside corporation. It was it was a big news angle, because a lot of people that had was trying to against voice mimicking AI um, really used that as as a a big argument against against this AI. So it really calls into question what may happen in the future, because this isn't stopping, and a lot of people want to do. Currently, the thing of the society is a lot of people want to do a lot of good with it, and that is very understandable. And a lot of people are happy about this new technology because they treat it like it's a new toy, and they just want it. They want a lot of it, so they don't see the faults in it, just like a little child. But eventually, as these become detrimental, it becomes like more situational, more people begin to get affected, and like a large amount of a big crime, a big thing that happens in society. If something big doesn't happen in society, nobody will think differently from what they think now. So, such as there are there's these increasing societal impacts as there was as I brought up earlier, CEO was mimicked, and this would, if something were to happen, they did recognize this early, so not much did happen, but if something were to happen, people's jobs would be in there's people's jobs. A lot of people would be fired for it. The society, the people that rely on this company would also get affected, and the overall company and the millions, the stocks, everything would get affected and would cause a large chaos, especially because of something somebody stupid decided to do, somebody that just wanted to, just because of one person using hiding behind uh, a mask. So these things are, I believe, are getting out of control, and these must be controlled, and especially by the creators themselves. The developers need to put their stamp and tell everybody the impacts of the things they have created, so people are much more knowledged and can make a better decision. The thing is, people are already kind of it's hard for people to trust a lot of things now and sources, especially through social media, as a lot of fake news has become a very big deal in social media, as you will never know if somebody is actually is actually real from what they say, and or everything is biased, because most of the things we listen to now is biased opinions. So so I feel like our basic need for a human being is trust, especially in social relationships. The thing is, as voice mimicking AI develops, it's becomes very increasingly worrying for really powerful individuals, governors and senators who we trust to control our lives and to control the environment that we live in. And if somebody does impersonate, let's say, a high level person in our society, such as a president or a governor, or perhaps even celebrities now and influencers who are perhaps even higher than that now with millions of billions of followers. If somebody does impersonate that and start to say their whatever they wanted to say, and it's very biased political opinions or whatever, not, it could really resonate with us, because we believe we are listening to someone we trust rather than some random person. So this kind of deception might have really worldwide repercussions, as like widespread instability and harm to reputations all over. Like people that are being voice mimicked are being, like, their reputations will be ruined by this. Thing is, to stop these manipulations of these people, and for these ramifications, uh, I believe that it's very important to regulate this thing, uh, this AI, to preserve like the confidence in our society, because things are going to get massively worse, as I pointed out earlier, and this is these regulations are importantly very vital to our, our future. And we need to really start thinking about that. Thing is, the detection for regulation and technology, regulation, detection, technology, um, I believe are the most important. I think the government should be putting most of their funding on it. It's like an investment for the future. Because these detections are what's going to protect them in the future. Because of there's these espionage cases that has been revealed, as I point out in my essay, that such espionage cases as there's somebody that impersonated a high level person in Twitter. Uh, People believe it was from another country to get information. So they pretty much use deepfake to get a picture of a woman, and of a woman that has big authority and worked for the Trump administration, I believe, and to get information about the country. And it's not confirmed, but it is these espionage cases. It's definitely espionage, and these ramifications that can happen to our country, and could possibly somebody out there has the ability to cause a war, and that's the dangerous aspect of it. And that's why these regulation is very important, and the detection of AI voices, that type of technology is also vital to our survival now. Um, as people, if you talk into the phone, you won't know who to trust now. Nobody you It's very hard for privacy nowadays. So these voice detection technology will be able to detect if you're talking to a faker or you're talking to the actual person. The crimes against these deepfake softwares and the use of them as a can should be charged with identity fraud. Whoever uses them, depending on how they use them. If they use them against for malicious intent, then and to impersonate somebody to get some access, something high level as that, they should get charged with identity fraud. And the people that do other stuff, it depends on what they do, but this ramifications if you do decide to use them. So people need to be vigilant of what they try to do with it. Thing is, with early detection currently, the with the technology of detection of these AI voices, um, crimes has become greatly decreased from these early detections. So, which really does show. Oh, I do have the stories in my journal, in my essay, but this shows the possibilities that we're at and why we should be funding these detection, the AI voice detecting softwares. This is a very big topic, as I've talked about that the recent Muse song, which is by that features Drake's voice, and that it is not actually Drake. This really calls into question art, and if it is important, how we should really think of it now, as of AI is getting very involved in it and other people. And the thing that doesn't interest me, the thing that interests me most is not that Drake is Drake's voice. The thing that interests me most is that people have said that this was better music than Drake makes now. Now, it makes me think, like, what if you're an artist and imagine that an AI made one of your art, the fake art that you would possibly make, and it was around your style, and people said it's better shit than you make now. So it depends on. So it's what people think of it now that interests me. Thing is, these voices that mimics human speech, no, thing is, it doesn't only threaten their national security. It's the art. It's do we really, as recent I pointed out in my essay, there was Darth Vader. Darth Vader's voice was recently. It was Disney recently signed something with the person that does the Darth Vader voice. Can't help but remember the name right now, but James Earl Jones signed something with Disney, which lets Disney to use the voice of Darth Vader long after he's gone. Which I believe it's difficult because as an actor you put on a performance and that performance is uniquely you. But now with this voice mimicking AI taking over, it really calls into question: are you really Darth Vader, or is it someone just impersonation of Darth Vader? Because as you are doing a voice, the choices that you make during when you're doing the voice, such as the little inflections and the little pauses, all that is you. All that is your decision as an actor, which is why people might give you an award for what you do. But now, isn't it better to just, instead of AI, isn't it better to just, isn't it the same as hiring somebody that does a great Darth Vader impression? But I do understand as Disney is trying to save money, but it really calls into question that, and as Hollywood wants to make biopics and other remakes and whatnot, they are definitely thinking if they should use this voice making AI technology to uh, to bring alive old actors that have passed away, and these deepfake technologies for old actors that passed away, and to put it in their movie. But at that point, it's just a skeleton. Uh, it's just a robot because it's not. If you bring out Marlon Brando from the dead in your movie, it won't be Marlon Brando because Marlon Brando is Marlon Brando, and his uniquely choices as an actor is uniquely him. So you just bring out somebody that is, you just kind of have like a skeleton that's just moving around that is not Marlon Brando, like a robot. So it really calls into question art today and how art should be taught, and if they even say the performance is better than the actual artist. And so this can hugely impact artists' career and their overall reputation. This Everybody's reputation is endangered by this AI thing. This, since it's so accurate, people won't know any better. So I believe this is why art and culture is going to take a very massive hit if they decide to use this technology. So let's talk about pros and cons. The AI revolution has given us very strong tools with benefits and drawbacks. There's a lot of benefits to it, but the drawbacks are huge as well. Regulating and responsibly developing voice impersonation AI is very necessary because its ability to deceive, the deception is where we're at right now. The deception, as Sun Tzu was said, that war is deception. Literally, the whole book of the art of war is about deception. And they said if you use deception well, you will win a war. And this is where what at play here. That is what is at play. The public must be made aware of the drawbacks, first and foremost, because not a lot of people are educated currently on it since it's a new toy and people are playing with it. People need to know exactly what they're getting themselves into. And developers must put those societal welfare. The developers must tell them, must make a very big note of like, this is what you're getting yourself into. But I do understand that they don't want any bad press from this, but the huge impact of what it's going to happen, something bad is going to happen in the future. Hope it doesn't, but it will, and it will change everything. And these businesses that doesn't kind of tell the people what they're getting themselves into will be at fire when that does happen, and they'll lose everything. Voice impersonating AI must be stopped before it becomes an unstoppable force. As it is right now, it feels as this is the weakest it is going to be, because in the future it will be integrated into everything. Therefore, early intervention regulations are crucial. We got to start regulating this immediately when it's the weakest. You don't want the fire to spread too far away before we try to stop it. Utilize the advantages of AI while regulating its threat by protecting privacy, trust, and the integrity of our culture and creativity. So overall, this is a very big deal that is going on with the culture, and there's a lot of advantages that has also to the arts, the points that I didn't make. But this is what we need to do with the regulation, is literally we cut out the drawbacks and we're only left with the positives. The drawbacks doesn't affect us immensely like it is doing now. So we're now left with the positives, and we could just use the positives. If it's regulated correctly by the government and all that, we only have the positives to worry about, and the future drawbacks of what it's going to happen, the stuff that's going to happen, and these crime rates are all going to decrease. So it is for the better, even though it might suck for a bit. So thank you for listening to me. This is AI voice mimicking. This is why AI voice mimicking should be regulated.